Something strange has been going on in the NFL, a curse. When a player appears on the cover of this, their career is instantly ruined. And this young running back didn't know it yet, but he'd be the first victim.
96 yards to win the game.
On September 6, 1998, the 49ers were playing the New York Jets in an overtime thriller. The score was tied. Whoever scored next wins. The 49ers snapped the ball and handed it off to Garrison Hearst, all the way back at their own end zone.
30. Midfield. The 20. The 10. Touchdown!
What many thought would be a typical running play turned into one of the greatest plays in NFL history. Garrison took the snap and ran it 96 yards for a walk-off touchdown, and in the game right then and there. With that play, Garrison solidified himself as a star in the NFL and became Madden's first ever cover athlete. But just 4 months later, it happened. The 49ers were playing the Falcons in the playoffs, fighting for a chance at the Super Bowl. It was the first play of the game. Handoff goes to Garrison, and the world was ready to watch another historic moment. And they got a historic moment, but not the kind they expected. Garrison tried to spin out of a tackle, but his cleat got caught in the turf, causing his leg to snap. He went through the entire recovery process, but things were never the same. Following surgery, he had circulation issues that cut off the blood supply to his leg, causing the talus bone in his foot to die, officially forcing him into retirement and becoming the first ever victim of the Madden Curse. And I know what you're thinking, that's just one example. What about the 22 other cover athletes? Did the curse affect them? Surely this was just a coincidence, right? That's what the NFL thought, until the next year. Coming into 1999, Madden needed a new cover athlete. At this time, Barry Sanders was dominating the league, putting up some of the greatest numbers in NFL history, averaging 1,500 rushing yards each season. He was being called one of the greatest running backs ever.
Banks the miss, and there he goes!
So Barry was awarded the Madden 2000 cover, but that's when the unexpected happened. At the peak of his career, Barry just vanished. He wasn't answering phone calls. He wouldn't respond to coaches or teammates. No one knew what was going on until an ominous farewell letter appeared in the news saying nothing more than, "My desire to exit the game is greater than my desire to remain in it." And just like that, his legendary career was over. This made no sense. Who just retires out of nowhere at the peak of their career? At the time, the Madden Curse wasn't a well-known topic, but looking back now, it's almost like Barry saw what happened to Garrison Hearst the year before and decided to call it quits before something terrible happened to him. Madden was then forced to change the cover athlete to Dorsey Levens, who suffered a significant knee injury which he never fully recovered from. Maybe Barry was right, but how much truth is there to this? Is the curse real? Well, let me show you why it is. 2002, Dante Culpepper. 2003, Marshall Faulk. 2004, Michael Vick. 2005, Ray Lewis. 2006, Donovan McNabb. 2007, Shaun Alexander. Every single one of those players graced the cover of Madden. And that same year, every single one suffered a near career-ending injury. These guys were all at the top of their careers, and the worst thing possible happened to each of them. At this point, the Madden Curse started dominating the news. Everyone was talking about it. Players, fans, even sports shows.
No, I think that stuff is kind of meh.
The 2008 cover was in development. Fans tried to stop it themselves. EA offered the Madden 08 cover spot to LaDainian Tomlinson, who was coming off a record-breaking MVP season. They even offered him $200,000 just to be on the cover, but Chargers fans weren't having it. A fan named Mick Kuplow started an online petition convinced the curse was real. It went viral, and after consulting with his manager, LT turned it down, deciding it wasn't worth the risk. EA went with Vince Young instead. And Vince, well, he thought it was all a joke. He went on Jimmy Kimmel Live, mocked the curse on national TV.
You know, there's a curse associated with this game, and every year, guys say, I'm not worried about it, and then every year something seems to happen.
Well, I done prayed about it, and we're going to go on and try to get to the playoffs and try to get to the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But if something happens, God forbid, will you blame the game for this?
No, definitely won't do that, but
you won't.
No, not at all.
And immediately had the slowest start of his career, followed by a quad injury, another injury right after returning, and eventually lost his starting job. It only got worse from there. More injuries, more bench time, and eventually a career in ruins. Vince became another victim. By this point, 9 out of 10 cover athletes had suffered major setbacks, and it didn't stop. From 2010 to 2018, the curse continued. Troy Polamalu injured.
Intercepted by Troy. He's at the 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10. He's hit and dives for the pylon. What do they rule?
Picked off Polamalu. Polamalu going right.
Drew Brees with the worst season of his career.
With the New Orleans Saints, he's missed one game due to injury in 13-plus years, and he banged his passing hand into the right hand of Aaron Donald a moment ago.
Third down and 2. Down goes Brees. The ball is out, and it's picked.
Peyton Hillis, Adrian Peterson, Odell Beckham Jr., Rob Gronkowski all hit with injuries, scandals, or career-changing misfortune. But perhaps the worst case? Antonio Brown. In 2018, AB was at his peak.
Caught. Touchdown, Antonio Brown. And there goes A.B. Zone touchdown, Steelers, Antonio Brown.
All-Pro, best in the league. He became the cover athlete for Madden 19. Soon after, drama with teammates, trades, frostbite from cryotherapy, bizarre helmet disputes, fines, social media rants, and eventually being cut without playing a single game for the Raiders. From there, scandals piled up and his NFL career collapsed entirely. The Madden curse, you can't escape it. Even Lamar Jackson, the 2021 cover athlete, wasn't immune. After an MVP season, he got COVID, then suffered a concussion in the biggest game of his career. 17 out of 23 cover athletes, 74%, have had their careers ruined or severely affected. Whether it's pressure, coincidence, or something darker, it's hard to deny that the Madden curse is real.
The last couple years have been no different. Just ask Josh Allen. The face of Madden 23 wasn't broken physically, he was broken by heartbreak. Since taking over as the Bills franchise quarterback, Allen has turned in the same cruel loop. Huge expectations, dominant regular seasons, and playoff exits at the hands of AFC rivals. Every January, Bills fans believe this is the year, and every January, the dream dies. And then there's Christian McCaffrey, the cover star of Madden 24, and could he avoid the curse? Nope. In training camp, battled Achilles tendonitis and a calf injury which caused him to miss the season opener and land on injured reserve. September, placed on IR due to that Achilles calf issue. November, reactivated and returned to play, but only managed 4 games. December, Buffalo, suffered a posterior cruciate ligament PCL sprain in his right knee mid-game, ending his season. For this year, guess who led the Madden 2025 cover? Saquon Barkley, the one who breaks the legendary Madden curse. Let's hope. Another Eagle who will absolutely be a future Madden cover is Cooper DeJean. This guy knows every team's plays. Check this out.